Florida Governor Ron DeSantis shared the stunning news that the woman he describes as the centerpiece of his family, Florida's First Lady, Casey DeSantis, has breast cancer. He says she is facing the most difficult task of her life. It's a diagnosis that changes everything for young mothers like Casey. It can be very traumatic. Joining me on the morning show is one of the world's foremost experts on breast cancer, Dr. Shahla Masood, pathologist with UF Health Jacksonville. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, we can't talk specifically about Casey's case because we don't know her diagnosis. We don't know the staging of her cancer. We can talk about breast cancer in general. And for a young mom like Casey, she's 41, it can be life-altering, and it raises concerns about whether or not they'll live to see their children reach certain milestones.
I think these are naturally very important questions. And first of all, I want to express our sympathy of my family and I toward the First Lady of Florida. And Casey is a accomplished and naturally very dear to all of us. And I remember the time that Ali and I were host of her show when she was in Jacksonville. So given the fact that we do not know all the features that we need to know about breast cancer of her at this point, I think the most important component that needs to be stressed upon is naturally breast cancer has increased tremendously in young women. A part of that is because of screening mammography. The other component is really the change in the lifestyle of women across the world. That is, there is a delay in starting their family. And in that setting, a prolonged exposure to estrogen and an uninterrupted exposure to estrogen seems to be one of the reasons that we are seeing more cancer in young women. The other component that is similarly important, we do not have that information, is patients that they carry breast cancer genes, BRCA1 and BRCA2. These individuals develop breast cancer at early onset and younger age group. I think the most important, yes.
I was going to say, in general, breast cancer in younger women seems to be, according to researchers, more aggressive and metastatic in nature. Why is that?
Well, I think majority of the statistics that we know right now really belongs to the time that there has been lesser advances in breast cancer and therapeutic modalities were limited. You're right in the concept of the fact that breast cancer, when it occurs in younger age group, they are larger, they are associated with metastasis, they are high grade, and often they are associated with unfavorable biological properties such as they're hormone receptor negative, HER2 oncogene positive. And some of these characteristics naturally participate in the process of having the challenge of how to treat and the challenge of how to sort of prolong the life of these individuals. That is a fact, and it is established fact. The point that I'm trying to make is right now, approach to breast cancer has changed tremendously. With advances in science and technology, and particularly availability to molecular targeted therapy, we have seen many young women that they fight and they usually win the battle against breast cancer, and they survive for a long time. Therefore, I believe that Casey, with the support of the family, and also with the support of everyone and accessibility to the advanced technology and advanced therapy, she's going to most likely benefit from all of these advances, and she's going to do well. Right now, yes.
Dr. Masood, unfortunately, I'm out of time, but I think that since this is October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, you'll agree that this is a reminder to every woman out there that self-exams and mammograms go a long way in making sure that early detection serves as a reminder to everybody that, if they do find something, early detection will lead to hopefully a cure. I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. And you said it well. That's exactly what has to happen. And thank you, and congratulations on the survivors for staying on and having the Breast Cancer Awareness Month celebrated.
Dr. Masood,
thank you for having me.